It's so hard to believe, but this year we remember the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. The deadly storm made landfall in August of 2005, forever changing our lives and the landscape of the city and the state.
For the next 12 months, WDSU will feature stories on the people who played key roles before, during, and after the storm. Here's WDSU's Travis Mackel with our first report in this year-long series, Faces of Katrina.
With New Orleans almost entirely underwater following catastrophic levee breaks at 3 separate locations, it was chaos in the city. People left stranded, widespread looting, and even rampant violence reported. For police, it was all hands on deck, working in unimaginable circumstances.
My name is Eddie Campos. I was chief of police during Hurricane Katrina.
And Eddie Compass, New Orleans' top cop back in 2005, was thrust into the spotlight as the storm made landfall.
We had to just think on our feet, and everything was happening so quickly.
We caught up with the now 66-year-old near his home in the Warehouse District.
Does it seem like it's been 20 years?
Not really. It's like a blink and 20 years have passed.
After Katrina hit, police precincts flooded, officers abandoned the job, and some even died.
No police chief, arguably in any major American city, had to deal with what you dealt with in 2005.
Right. There was no blueprint. There was no blueprint for it. I had to, go in somewhere no one had ever gone before. And I knew one thing, that human life was paramount.
And that showed. Officers, including Compass, stepped up, many using their own boats, doing water rescues on city streets. But it was hard. Many cops lost everything. Some were forced to patrol in personal vehicles wearing blue jeans and T-shirts. And Compass didn't hold back, updating the media constantly with real-time info, which turned out to be a problem.
I wanted to be transparent with everything. I didn't want to hide anything. And I think I gave too much information too quickly before we verified it, but it was a catch-22. Had I not given that information, and most of these things that I reported wound up being true, then it said I'm trying to cover something up.
And it didn't take long for Compass to butt heads with the man who appointed him as superintendent back in 2002, then Mayor Ray Nagin. Compass was forced out, asked to resign by Nagin in late September 2005, less than 1 month after the storm hit, giving up his dream job while the city was still evacuated.
Do you think you were a scapegoat in any kind of way for things that went wrong politically in the city?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. But that's the nature of politics. I wasn't a politician. I was a policeman.
Career police officer.
Career police officer. I came up through the ranks. I was one of the few chiefs that ever came through every rank. I paid my dues. So I wasn't about politics. I was about the police department. And me and the mayor had a lot of, I would say, conflicts because I would not do things politically. And he would always try to explain to me, I work for him. I said, I work for you, sir, but I work for the city of New Orleans and the things that I'm going to do. I'm not going to compromise my integrity. And, we bumped heads a lot.
Since the storm, Compass started collecting his retirement. He still does private security work and does details as a reserve constable. He has 5 grown kids and a new wife, and also started a second career, mentoring and training young athletes. That includes former LSU and NFL star Leonard Fournette.
I'm a blessed man.
One who still calls New Orleans home, a figure who loomed large when the city dealt with the most destructive hurricane to ever hit the state.
We're 20 years past the storm. How do you think history remembers Eddie Compass? And how would you like history to remember Eddie Compass? Because you were on the department for a long time, but everybody remembers that one event.
I want to remember me for being compassionate about my city. I'll remember me for having integrity and honesty. I'll remember me for owning up to the mistakes that I did make. I'll remember me for not holding a grudge or vendetta of those people that destroyed my career, that I forgave them all. I've gone on with my life.
A life he continues to live with a smile on his face each day. Eddie Compass, former NOPD superintendent, one of the many faces of Hurricane Katrina. In New Orleans, I'm Travis Mackel, WDSU News.